Welcome to the Bariatric Bros Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Alley. I'm a foodie who used to be a big guy, had bariatric surgery, and is now a former big guy, but still a foodie. We talk about living that bariatric life and eating like men here on a fairly weekly basis. And so I want to thank you for hanging out with me for a little while. Today's episode's going to be a little different. It's the vacation episode. Yep, I was on vacation for the last week, and rather than just take the week off, I decided that I would document what I was doing, because living that bariatric life on vacation requires a little different perspective than just a normal vacation for, let's call them regular folks. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We've got Bariatric Bros Test Kitchen from the road. That's right. I'm going to play a little audio from something I haven't done, I'm going to guess, in probably 10 years at least. So that's all coming up. When I thought about doing this episode, kind of documenting the vacation, I wasn't exactly sure in my head, thinking, is that going to be interesting? What's different about it when I'm a bariatric guy on vacation? As we state right in the beginning, I'm a foodie. So vacations for me have always revolved around food. I've never been just on a strictly foodie vacation, but when I'm on vacation, you're normally in another place. So you're looking for what's local, what's the best, what's unique. What's here in this town that doesn't happen where I live? I'm based right outside Baltimore, Maryland, on the east coast of the United States. So there's a lot of great food here. We've got the ocean, so we get fresh seafood, the Chesapeake Bay, just fresh vegetables. It's an amazing food area to live in, but it's not exactly known for, let's say it's barbecue. It might not be known for wings or, fill in the blank. So wherever I'm going, I'm always looking for what's the coolest place there? What's the most unique place that we can go eat that we don't have around us? I try to never eat at chains. I love chains. They're fine. But when I'm on vacation, I want something that I can remember, that I can say, I loved going there because we had the best fill in the blank when we went on that vacation. Vacations, of course, are full of other things, the location and where you are and enjoying it. I'm a beach guy myself, but my family is not so much. So I tend to do some day trips or a couple of days where it's just me at the beach. My wife is much more into the mountains. This particular trip that we took involved us going only really about 90 minutes away from where we live into the Shenandoah Valley, which is a gorgeous part of Virginia in between two mountain ranges. It's so green and lush, but you've got beautiful natural forests, wonderful places to hike, and great food. So what do you have to do when you're a foodie and a bariatric guy on vacation? The big word, planning. I will say that I am not the biggest planner in the world. Some of you are amazing meal preppers. I follow your Instagram and I'm amazed. You can spend Sunday or whatever day you do it, but a lot of folks do Sunday, meal prepping out some amazing stuff for your week. I will make some dishes ahead of time. I will make maybe some roasted Asian pork. I've put that recipe up, or I'll do something in the air fryer, but I don't normally do the full 7-day meal prep thing. It's just not me. I enjoy kind of making stuff as I go. Don't know what I'm going to feel like. That's me. You may need the meal prep, and that's totally cool. However, vacation is a different thing. You're going to be away from your kitchen. You're going to be away from all the stock of things you normally have. So you have to really think about how long you're going to be gone, what options you have, and how to make sure you don't totally go off the rails while you're on vacation. Now, I'm fine with going off of your plan on vacation, depending on who you are. The one thing I love to talk about here is that everybody is different. Some folks have to stay completely regimented 24/7, 365, because that's what they need to do in order to keep on plan, or else they will go off the rails. Other folks, myself included, can have a day where I'm not really thinking about weighing everything. I'm not really thinking about exactly how many carbs or fat or sugars in something. And I'm just enjoying myself within my parameters, knowing that I'm not going to go off the deep end when it comes to my food or my lifestyle. I don't recommend that you follow everything I do because not everybody can do what I do. However, with vacation, I will say that planning to me is a key part to making sure you don't totally get yourself away from what you need to do as a bariatric patient. So first off, let's just talk about your vitamins and all your supplements. You need to have them. That is a non-negotiable in my book. Your vitamins, your calcium, whatever you're taking, whatever you've been prescribed, you need to make sure that's with you. Whether you get a case or whether you have to buy something a little special that goes into your bag, or I have a little cheapy 25-cent pill carrier that I carry my daily vitamins with me each day. I put it in my pocket. So it doesn't matter where I am, I can stop and take that vitamin when I need to take it. Outside of vitamins, when it comes to food, this is where you need to plan a little bit. This is where you need to think about where you're staying. Are you staying at a hotel? Almost every hotel these days has a mini fridge. So if you've got a mini fridge, can you take your protein shakes with you? Or if you're a protein powder person, you pack your protein powder and you take some milk or whatever you do it with, water. But you've got that fridge there so you can put things in to keep them cold. Are you driving? Are you in the plane? What are you doing? How long is your travel going to be? What can you pack and take with you so that you can eat the best snacks on the road? One of the reasons I do the Bariatric Bro Test Kitchen is to try some of these great things, protein bars and snacks, let you know what I think of them, give you some options when you're out and about that's quick and easy because you don't always have time to meal prep and do everything. You've got to be thinking about what you're going to take with you, not only on your trip to and from, but also while you're there. For me, I will say we were going away for 4 days on this trip. It wasn't that far away and we were driving. So it was very easy for me to pack a separate little bag that had my protein drinks in it. I packed 2 for each day. I grabbed a bunch of my bars. I grabbed things, just other protein snacks, and I was just able to throw them in a bag. I didn't have to worry about breaking them down into baggies or doing other things that you might need to do if you're flying or if you're going to be gone for a longer term. If you're going to be also somewhere where maybe it's more populous, if you're going to a big city, well, then you know that you can probably go to Walmart or another grocery store and pick up some of the stuff you need as soon as you get there. But you have to sit down and kind of work that through. The reason a lot of people fail at their food is they don't think it through. Whether you're a super meal planner or whether you're like me and you don't plan every single meal ahead of time, but you do not let your stocks get depleted in your house or when you're away. That is a way to really fail and eat the wrong things. So again, for me, planning is the number one thing for Bariatric Bro on vacation. I really needed this little getaway. It was only 4 days away, but it was great to just kind of have a change of scenery, be somewhere different, eat at some different restaurants. We had an amazing couple of meals. And one of the things I'm going to do is post a bunch of the vacation pictures on the Instagram account and on our Facebook page. So go at Bariatric Bros and you'll find a bunch of the videos and you'll find some of the meals that I had there, but they were delicious. It had wonderful things. And here's a great thing. When you're going out to look at dishes from a bariatric perspective, I am a foodie. I like to try different things and new things, but I do always have now that bariatric eye, if you will, in my head when I'm ordering something. So we were at an Italian restaurant. One of their specialties was, or one of the daily specials, I guess, was a veal that was done with prosciutto and a local cheese. Well, think about that. It's meat with meat and cheese. good protein, a light sauce. It had sliced roasted potatoes around it. You'll be able to see the picture on the Instagram. It was really good. Now, of course, I only ate probably a third of it because that's all I can eat. And I was able to take the rest back. But it was delicious and very protein forward. One of the other pictures you'll see is they have a great place called Union Jack's in Winchester, Virginia, which is where we stayed. And it's British themed. And it had amazing fish and chips. I will say I didn't really eat but just a couple of the French fries. But I had 2 amazing pieces of fried fish. For you, it might not be something that you could do. But for me, it's not something I do every day, but I really wanted to try it because all the reviews had said it's the closest thing to being in England. So enjoy yourself when you're on vacation. Make sure that you're savoring every bite you're taking and enjoying. And hey, if you can do like we did, which was have that mini fridge and take part of it back, it was great. Actually, because we were driving home, I probably came home with more food than I actually went with. As I mentioned, we were in the Shenandoah Valley is where we stayed. It's between the Allegheny and the Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia, and it's a gorgeous area. And part of the Blue Ridge Mountains are in the Shenandoah National Park. And I had visited one of the shops in downtown that was a hiking shop, and I said, hey, love to go on a fairly easy hike, but maybe see some waterfalls. My wife and I both enjoy that. This guy gave me a recommendation, and off we went. According to the hiking website, it was a 2, which was a fairly easy hike. It was about 2 miles in to get to a 68-foot waterfall. So we drove down to where we got onto the trailhead and started our walk. It wasn't too long afterwards that we realized that while this was a 2, as far as this trail site categorized it, for us, it was going to be more of a moderate trail. It was very rocky, and anybody who's had ankle issues and knee issues like I have, well, you understand that walking on those kind of rocky trails can be very tough, and was more concerned about, was I going to fall over and hurt myself on the trail? But being the good little podcaster that I am, I decided that we should have an audio record of our climb up White Oak Canyon. Walking along the, what is this, the White Oak Canyon Trail in Shenandoah National Park. And while I've been walking a lot more, even miles at a time, and this trail is by no means difficult for hikers, I got to admit, it's a bit tricky. Stones and branches, and it's a bit wet, and it's not super steep, but it is challenging me just a little bit. One of the things I have to remember to do is look up at what I'm walking past in this beautiful forests. For years of having ankle problems and going across anything with rocks or roots, you would always look down, and I'm doing a lot of looking down at my feet to make sure I'm stepping in the right places, because I'm still not 100% sure of myself when it comes to these things, but you do have to stop and just look around. This place is gorgeous. And since we're not on any kind of timeline or any race, you can do that. I will tell you that even though this trail is marked as a 2, which is a fairly easy trail, even just going 1.5 miles, it has, on a nice cool day with a nice breeze, it's taken the juice out of me here. Even stopped for a little protein on the way, but whew. And now we got to go back. 3-mile round trip. I haven't done that in years. All right, we're at the top of the waterfall.
No.
Well, we're at the bottom of the waterfall, watching it. If you're at the top of the waterfall, it's not as impressive. Was it worth it?
Yes.
Yes? Good.
And I bet at the top it's impressive. I mean, you're looking 68 feet down.
Yeah. I'm not going up there, though.
No.
No. Because we got to go back now.
Yeah.
In a few minutes.
Yep.
I will say that we really did enjoy this time. We made it back. It was probably 4 or 5 hours total, much longer than we actually expected our hike to be, just because of how difficult it was for us getting up there. It was beautiful. There were about 35 different cascades along the walk, the hike, ending in that 68-foot waterfall. Again, we've got pictures and video all up on the Instagram and Facebook page that you can check out at Bariatric Bros. It's been at least 10 years, if not longer, since I've done a 4-mile plus walk, not to mention hike up a mountain in a canyon and come back down. It was so worth it. I will tell you, the next day I thought I was going to be waking up hurting, and I really felt good the next day. I really expected that my body was going to feel that walk, and I really didn't. I was so amazed at the difference from just a year ago if I had tried to do that walk. I want to encourage you going out on vacation to continue to push. You may not do your regular workout, but find yourself that cool place to go. Find yourself that cool place to eat, and find yourself out there living your life like you've never had the opportunity to do before. So as I mentioned earlier, planning for a vacation is also about being on the road. It's about, in our case, driving both back and forth from our house to the vacation site. And you got to have some road snacks. I mean, what's being on the road without having some road snacks? So this edition of the Bariatric Bros Test Kitchen is a little different. We did it on the road. Hey everybody, it's me, and it's time for another edition of the Bariatric Bros Test Kitchen, but this is the vacation edition, and we're on the road, so we're doing road snacks. I picked up some flock chicken chips. I have the regular, I have the barbecue, and the salt and vinegar. So do they stand up for great road snacks? Let's find out. All right, now I've never had these chicken chips before, but I've seen them all over the place. They're always on my social media advertising. So they look like a crunchy little kind of nugget. So we'll try it. This is just the regular flavor. It's kind of like a less crunchy pork rind. I'm going to try another one. Yeah, it tastes basically, I'm guessing these are like chicken skins. I haven't read them to see. It's not as crispy like a pork rind, crunchy. My wife is looking at me. What did you find out?
Chicken skin.
Chicken skins. Okay. Well, there you go. Now, this is the plain version. So it's just chicken skin flavor. All right, not bad. Next up, barbecue. I will say the first 2 bags, as I've opened them, I always talk about the smell factor, because you eat a lot with your nose, and how you taste is with your nose. Not a ton of like powerful smells when you open the bags. So here's barbecue. Honestly, not a whole lot of difference from this and the plain. It almost feels like, if anything, it's less salty than the plain ones. Same crunch. It's basically the same kind of chip, the crispy chicken skins. I must admit they're a little oily feeling, which, I mean, you would think with that, but I'm very much used to kind of pork rinds, and I really do enjoy pork rinds. And the lighter crunch, and it's got a better crunch factor in a pork rind, and doesn't tend to be as greasy. But let's try the salt and vinegar and see what that's like. All right, got a big one in the salt and vinegar. Wow, that's a huge. Definitely salt. The vinegar's in there, but if you're expecting kind of the tang of a salt and vinegar potato chip, you're not getting that. But it's definitely salt forward compared to the other two. I mean, out of the three, salt and vinegar definitely my favorite, just really because it's because of the salt factor. I mean, that's one of the things, road trip, you kind of want, you want a little salty with this. I think I'm passing on the flock. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of the flock, I gotta tell you. Now again, this is just my opinions. You may have your own. I'd love to hear your comments on them. But I think if I'm going to go do that, or if I'm doing a pork rind, kind of for a crunchy, flavorful, I'm definitely going to probably go pork rind. So, I mean, I'm still going to eat these, but, that's it. So anyway, that's the road edition of the Bariatric Bros Test Kitchen. Some road snacks from the vacation ride. If you would like us to try something, a particular product, you want us to give it a review, or you've got a recipe, you know what to do. You can email us at bariatricbros@gmail.com, or you can put a comment below or DM us on socials and share this out with friends. I'd love to hear more people and see what you think of either the flock chips or maybe what your favorite road snack is. Remember that you can actually see the entire Bariatric Bros Test Kitchen on the road video on our YouTube channel if you want to see me. We did it safely and securely. My wife videoed while I was driving. So again, check it out and subscribe to our YouTube channel to check out all the Bariatric Bros Test Kitchen videos. Before we head out this week, I want to remind you that we are, a month away from the Walk from Obesity. The Bariatric Bros Podcast Walkers team is getting together, raising money for the Walk from Obesity, which takes place on the 26th of September. We'd love for you to be a part. Of course, we're not walking together this year because of everything, but you can do the walk where you are, and we'd love to have you as part of our team. And there's great prizes and things you can win on the website. We've got a link in the show notes so you can join the Bariatric Bros Podcast Walkers team and the Walk from Obesity. We hope that you will help us out as we work to educate more people to battle this disease known as obesity. Again, we hope you follow us on all of our socials. We are at Bariatric Bros everywhere, so you never have to think of something different. And of course, we've got our website at bariatricbros.com. We hope you'll share this episode and all of them with friends. You can go to the website and just share that out, and folks can find us. We'd love to get more folks into what we're doing here at the Bariatric Bros Podcast. And of course, we'd love to hear from you. Our email is in all of our show notes. Of course, it's bariatricbros@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. We've had some great folks giving us some topic ideas, things they'd like us to talk about coming up in future episodes. You can email us or DM us on any of the socials with any ideas you have. We do want to hear from you. And you can support this show. It's very simple. Also, there's a link right in the show notes on how you can support us financially if you feel led to do that as well. I'm Mike Alley. I want to thank you for spending some time with me. We're going to do it again next week, so I hope that you will like and favorite and subscribe, whatever your particular podcast provider asks you to do, to get you reminded that the next episode is coming up real soon. And if you can, leave us a review with a little 5-star rating that helps other folks find the show. In the meantime, you have a great week. Remember, keep living that bariatric life and eating like men.